The GT1 class pays homage to the thundering machines of Group C and GT1, sleek, low-slung beasts built for speed and endurance. Meanwhile, the Trans Am class throws it back to the golden age of muscle, when Camaros, Mustangs, and Challengers battled for supremacy on both the racetrack and showroom floor during the pony car wars of the late 60s and early 70s. Now I'll turn it over to the race announcer.
Dedicated slotheads rolled into Electron Raceway on October 8, 2025 for a double feature event featuring the GT1 and Trans Am classes. With 4 racers on hand, only 3 lanes were used, leaving the red lane idle. Races followed the normal rotation format with 2.5-minute heats. As a bonus, a 1-heat head-to-head shootout was held, pairing the top 2 and bottom 2 finishers in each class. The Trans Am class was the first of the double feature and a classic battle between Camaros and Firebirds. The fight for the top spot was between James' Firebird and Rich's Camaro. Both rides were evenly matched, but in the end, Rich came out on top by about 2 laps. Meanwhile, Joe and Scott battled for the bottom step of the podium. Joe managed 3rd, while Scott was 4th. Then it was time for the shootouts. The Trans Am shootout for top dog featured James' Firebird and Rich's Camaro. James exacted revenge on Rich, winning by 2 laps. Joe and Scott battled in the consolation shootout, which was characterized by several nerfs and wrecks. In the end, Joe prevailing by about 3 laps.
The GT1 class was the second race of the double feature, featuring Enzo's, a Nissan R390, and a Jaguar. Once again, James and Rich battled for the top spot. Their cars were nearly identical in performance, with only a few thousandths of a second separating their fastest laps. In the end, Rich came out on top, this time by just 1.5 laps. Joe and Scott fought hard for the final podium spot. Only 1/100th of a second separated their best laps, and with fewer offs this time, Joe edged out Scott for 3rd place. Then it was time for the shootouts. The GT1 top dog match featured James and Rich once more, with Rich narrowly taking the win by just a few sections. In the consolation shootout, Joe and Scott went head-to-head again. Joe prevailed once more, while Scott showed plenty of pace but needed a touch more consistency to mount a real challenge.
Thanks to all the racers for another great night of fun at Electron Raceway.